Megan Campisi, the author of Sin Eater, and one of the things you might not know about me is that I got my MFA in theater, and I got it in Paris. And while I was in Paris, I made money. I put myself through school by working as a cook in a French restaurant. So in Sin Eater, foods and sins are correlated. So I had a lot of fun making videos for Sin Eater, cooking videos, in which I whip up things like deception and envy in my own kitchen and teach you how to do the same. So that's something about me that you might not know. My husband's family is from Michigan and has been coming up north for about 50 years to the Walloon Lake area. And my book, Sin Eater, is a historical fiction mystery set in a reimagined Elizabethan England, and it's about a 14-year-old girl named May who is condemned to be a sin eater. As a sin eater, she hears deathbed confessions and eats ritual foods associated with the sins off people's coffins, and she is a social pariah. But in her role, she uncovers a series of murders that reach all the way up to the Queen and sets out to solve them, using her pariah status and her ingenuity. So it's about a young woman who is in incredible isolation, who finds her strength and finds her people, which is feeling really timely right now. I am a big historical fiction fan, particularly Toni Morrison's work and Peter Carey's. With Sin Eater, I wanted to ask the question, how does a woman defy society's definitions of her? I wanted to chart a revolution in the way one woman views herself. So there's a very powerful queen in the book, and there's this very powerless sin eater. But both of them are dealing with questions of how to have agency in their own lives. So I want people to take away, even if you are not a queen, you can still make profound change in your life. And sometimes it's just in the way you view yourself and not listening to how other people want to see you. So the one book I would like to read again for the first time is Toni Morrison's Beloved. If I had to pick one body of water, it would be the ocean, the Pacific Ocean. And Oxford commas, yes, all the way. I always reach for peanut M&Ms, though I would take a dark chocolate peanut butter cup above everything else. I listen to the podcast Script Notes quite a bit. And the books on my nightstand are Irish Folk Tales and Frog and Toad Together. That one is for my kids. I will take Ethiopian food, Mexican food, Japanese food, any kind of food. I just love eating, and I do my best reading in the mornings. I am a morning person. Thanks so much, and I hope you enjoy Sin Eater. I live in Brooklyn, but I am here in North Carolina visiting family. And what better place than your mother-in-law's kitchen to whip up some desecration with envy on top? So what I mean is that in my book, foods and sins are correlated. So the sin eater will eat raisins for adultery, pomegranate for witchcraft, and shortbread is desecration, and cream is envy. So that's what I'm going to cook today. Butter, sugar, flour, that's it. So you mix the butter and the sugar together like that, and then add some flour in, and mix that together to make the dough. So once it's mixed, you just turn it out onto a floured surface, and then we'll roll it out. Rolling the dough. Once you're done rolling, we just cut them into whatever shape you want. I'm going to do fingers. So I put the dough on the tray, and now I'm going to put some rosemary and lavender on top. So I don't know if it's a thing to put rosemary and lavender on top of the cookie, but I like to experiment. And now I'm poking holes in them to vent them like a pie crust. And now we just bake this at 375 for about 15 minutes. Cream in the cup, and now I'm going to whip it. So I've got my whipped cream, and we've got desecration with envy on top. Sin Eater comes out today. I'm super excited to share that it was selected for the Indie Next list, and I hope that you will read it. I hope that you will share it. I hope that you will buy from your local independent bookstore, and thanks so much for reading. Oh, it's good. Oh, my envy is melting.